Howdy folks, it's Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia here. Easy for me to say. We're taking a look at the tropical update for May 25th through June 1st. Brought to you by the good folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling. We do have another area of interest out in the tropics, worth noting. Of course, the hurricane season forecast calling for 13 to 19 named storms. As you can see here, 6 to 10 of these going to be hurricanes according to NOAA, with the 3 to 6 major hurricanes in the official seasonal outlook. Of course, the analog average in there, you just look at the analogous years in the past, the Penn State forecast, Colorado State forecast, and then the average numbers down there on bottom, 12, 6, and 3. Pretty much everybody, except for the analogs, calling for an above-average named storm season. And Colorado State, Penn State, Analog, and NOAA all calling for an above-average hurricane and above-average major hurricane season across the Atlantic. Okay, so the advanced infrared, let's take a peek out there into the tropics, and you can see kind of what's going on out here. We've got some shower and thunderstorm activity happening across the, just outside of the peninsula of Florida. We've got more thunderstorm activity back off to the west across parts of the Gulf of Mexico near Texas. Out into the open Atlantic, though, there's really not much doing. The National Hurricane Center is keeping tabs on, this would not be Invest 90L. This would be Invest 91L if it was given an Invest designation. 20% chance of development as we head through the next 2 to 5 days there. We've already gotten through Arthur, so if this is to develop into something, it would be Bertha. Behind that would be Cristobal, Dolly, Eduardo, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, or Izzy, as I'm probably just going to refer to it as, and Josephine, Kyle, and Laura, Marco, and Nana, rounding out that first 2 columns. So this time of the year, we are tending to look a little bit closer to quote-unquote home. Gulf of Mexico, just off the east coast of Florida, and the Carolinas and Georgia there, and into the northwest Caribbean. Once we get into July, we'll start to look a little further out. And then, of course, into August, we really look further out. But for now, we are keeping things a little bit closer to home. You know, and we if we were to cue it out and put it up, we'd say, "You are here." Well, you can see where we are on this. So we're pretty early in the season. We're not near the peak of hurricane season, which shows up about September 10th every year. So for now, this is pretty normal to see a kind of 20% chance here, 20% chance there. We've already seen Arthur. Of course, the little peak that you see on there in May is because we do tend to get systems that kind of break off, and you get a little piece of those things stuck out into either the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic, and at times those can actually get a little better organized and eventually pull on tropical characteristics, which is why we've got ourselves a little bit of a bump there. So there's a look at the tropical update for the week of 5/25 of 2020, brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling.